asked is every state that is attending has something they focus on. So we're asking the people who are coming who the authority is who can run this workshop. And so the idea is this is a collaborative effort from every state in our area to develop a standard SOP where we all follow the same basic guidelines. And this is just about unity. This is just about coming together and about being more organized and being more well-equipped because we're working off of each other's strengths instead of being tiny little cells of people hiding in the woods.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'll be talking about that here in the second half about standardizing things and SOPs and codes of ethics and all that fun stuff. So I'm glad you brought that up. One last thing before the half. With being on MTV and doing all these rallies and creating the communities that you guys are very good at doing that. There we go. And what kind of things do other groups and militia groups need to show to the public? What does the public need to see to actually make a difference and give us a better name as a movement altogether?
The public needs to see community involvement. They need to see that we care about our neighbors. And that is why we're there. We're not there to create some bizarre armed force that's going to run off into the wild. We're there to stand with our communities and protect our communities in time of need. And when we are not in an immense, crucial moment, what we need to do is we need to, on a daily basis, reach out to people in our communities who are in need. We need to reach out, in Sarasota, I have a very interesting town where all of the poor people are absolutely segregated to one area. And so what we were doing as the Florida Charter Oaks is we were reaching out to the people in that area that everyone else ignores because they don't pay property taxes. They don't pay income taxes. They are people who have been suppressed and ignored. And we have a section of our town where actually 250 families are living on toxic land that they cannot get off of. They cannot sell, they cannot move from. Every town has some kind of need. Every town has some kind of need for outreach. And all you have to do is pay attention and look around and ask your neighbors and care what's going on directly around you. Everyone needs to localize, and that is what will gain support.
That's right. All right. Well, I think, is there anything else that you guys want to bring up about what you're doing and what we've discussed thus far about creating community and all that we've already discussed?
I think we're good.
Okay. So I think we're going to move on to the second half. And I'm going to start by introing here a little bit. This is going to be the first part to my first series. And that's going to be on creating and maintaining a constitutional militia unit. What we're going to be talking about today is the mission, basically, behind having a constitutional militia and having a cohesive unit and a really strong base. We'll also be talking about recruitment and creating an effective leadership amongst each individual unit. And I'm really glad I got everybody on because they are, I believe they'll give some good insight into my first episode on the series. So we'll jump right into this. Charles, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody I'm sure has seen your videos, and I'm personally a big fan of America in Distress, A Call to Arms. So really I want to ask you, why do we need a cohesive base for a constitutional militia?
Oh, good Lord, somebody to uphold the Constitution when our judicial system fails, man. We need people cohesively combined as one large voice so that they can't just take us all singly, one at a time, in the middle of the night.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's right, you know. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I have to. We need to create community. And we need to get cohesive, not just amongst our units, but amongst each other. And we need to be best friends. We need to be brothers and sisters. You know, one more time, dire straits. Amelia, are you on there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay. Sorry, I keep asking that. They're all on one phone in between all of them, so I got to ask. We had been talking earlier, you and me, and you said that you do a lot of PR and recruitment. If you could go into what you do and what seems to be your most effective strategies behind getting people active and getting people on board.
Yeah, my basic deal is that everybody in their life has a network of people who like them and who trust them and who appreciate them. And the deal is that if you don't talk to those people about your beliefs, then you're missing out on a big market. You know, I've been gifted with an amazing amount of people who I love and who I respect and who I have close relationships with. And when I joined a militia, every single one of them, except for my father, looked at me and said, wow, we must not really understand what a militia really is, because you wouldn't be in it if it was what we had been programmed to think. The deal is that the average person maintains personal relationships with lots of people who believe in them. Every one of us has people who love us and respect us. And if we're not obvious and straight with them about what we're doing, then we're hiding it. And those people who already love you and respect you and know you're a wonderful human being, if you say, I've joined a militia and this is why, every single one of them will look at you and say, okay, I gotcha. I understand. And that's been my biggest support group, is the people who loved me and knew that I was a good person and knew who I was. When I looked at them and said, I'm joining a militia, and you really need to look at this and reevaluate what militia is, they all absolutely jumped on board and said, okay, this is something totally bizarre and scary to us, but because we love you and because we know you, it's easy for us to redevelop our position of that. You know, everybody has to start off with the base of connections they already have. And that's your family, that's your friends. As well as that, you need to walk into every environment and say, I'm a militia member. I'm also a daughter, a girlfriend, a, whatever, mother, father, political activist, donator to your community, a friend of yours in our yoga class, whatever it is. The idea is that you need to see people in their life, they're still there, so similar. And it matters how you are struck. And it's important to mediate these colors. When I started my Facebook, I started to see that it had the word militia in the name. You found out who they were, what they would say. And every day I did other things to experience.
Amelia, I hate to cut you off. You're kind of breaking up. A little bit. Could you take a couple steps back and just go back maybe about 5-10 seconds in what you were saying? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, the thing beyond talking to your immediate network that I've found very successful is talking to people in your community and just saying, here's the deal. I'm I'm a patriot. I'm somebody who believes that we need to take action. I'm also a student, and I'm a daughter, and I'm a friend, and I'm a girlfriend. I'm exactly like you. I just believe different action needs to be taken, and different concern needs to be taken about the direction of our country. I've met with lots of other people in different patriot groups, and once you sit down with them and talk to them, they believe the exact same thing we believe. We spoke in front of a group called, Darren and I spoke in front of a group called 13 Patriots, which is an offshoot of our local Tea Party. And we both stood up for about 40 minutes and talked about what we believe and what we're trying to do, and every single person from that group has contacted us since then and wants to be part of CCOM and wants to figure out how they can support us and wants to figure out, how they can tie in with us, because we all believe the exact same thing. It's just we're separated by our approaches. And the idea is that what is going to make this successful is bringing every single person of like mind into one arena and giving them one voice and one focus. Also, I personally believe that the people who don't agree with me are the ones I'm focusing on the most. The ones that everybody says, you shouldn't get anywhere near them, you shouldn't talk to them, they're going to reject you, they're going to make you look like a monster. Those are the ones I spend the most time and the most effort on, because otherwise I'm preaching to the choir and there's no point. I don't need to try to win people who think exactly like I think. I need to try to win the people who don't understand what's really going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've been saying it for a while. I wouldn't wish to be alive in any other time or in any other place, because this is the one good time that we have to make a real difference. And once again, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really glad I got all you guys on. You guys are doing a really good job.
You would like to live in the Norman Rockwell times. I don't know when they really existed, but that's where I'd like to be. Not here, but,
Well, we have the opportunity to change that. We have the opportunity to do that, and I think we're off to a good start here, but we need to, definitely need to step it up and get the gears rolling. We're going to take a quick 4.5-minute break. Is that all right with everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, so 4.5 minutes, and we'll be right back, folks. If you got any questions, I'm going to jump and scroll back through the chat room, or you can call into the toll-free number, or put your Skype name in the chat room, and we'll bring you in. So let's roll to a break, and we'll be right back.
Everywhere I look, I see run-down places, miserable faces, while children play in dirt. And there's no food or water. Everywhere I hear stock market crashes, false flag terror, and orchestrated wars I hear. Lots of negative language and thinking. I'm sick of these wars. I'm tired of corruption. Everybody knows it's always been. Only time will tell how long you keep us in this hell. We're just sick of these wars. We're sick of these wars. You're making us howl. Secret societies, global finance elites prey on the unconscious victims who are brainwashed in the matrix system. I just turned off the television to write a book. Ha!